everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sunny, aka the Oracle of Alexandria, and today I have your week ahead reading for you. So the deck combo last week of the Star Spinner Tarot with the Primrose and Prose Oracle was so charming. I decided to do it again this week. So we're going to have those two decks. The other Oracle decks for the reading will be different for this week though. So we have 3 piles here. You will choose a pile using your intuition or choose at random if your intuition is not speaking it to you. For pile 1 on the left, we have the Alphabet Oracle Alpha. For pile 2 in the center, we have the Alphabet Oracle Vita or Beta. And for pile 3, we have the Alphabet Oracle Ypsilon. So go ahead and use your intuition to choose. It can be based on the Alphabet Oracle, the location of the pile, or again, you can just choose at random. And I will see you in your reading proper. I've got timestamps down below for you to skip ahead to your readings. For now, we're going to go ahead and cut to the pile formation, and then I will see you in your readings. Thanks for joining me. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Today we're going to be taking a glimpse at your week ahead. So we're going to go ahead and separate the cards here real quick for the reading. And we're going to save the Alphabet Oracle for last. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the spread, and then I will zoom the camera in a little bit to make sure everything is clearly visible. Since this is not as large as my usual spread, I don't need to be quite as far zoomed out. Okay, and actually it was nearly perfect just as it is. Let's see. There we go, that's better. Okay, so the central card here represents the dominant theme, energy, or the context for the spread and your week ahead. Here we have the Magician. Okay, so with the Magician here, this is extremely positive energy. The Magician has all of the tools that he needs, all of the skill and wisdom to manifest what he desires, to get things done according to his vision. And that is your energy for this week. This is going to be a week where you get things done. You will be achieving goals, possibly goals that you have been working towards for a long time. Okay, this is an extremely positive card. All right, next we have the Six of Cups. So this card, this one is actually The Suit of Cups in this deck is based on The Little Mermaid, and this is essentially Ariel with the statue of her Prince Charming there. It's a really beautiful card, very unique, but anyway, with the Six of Cups here, you may be longing for something from the past. There may be some reminiscing for earlier, simpler times, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem because you're going to be achieving big things this week. You're going to be reaching those big goals or reaching for them. You're going to be making leaps and bounds to achieve things that you've been working towards this week. And this is overall a very positive week. Occasionally, this card can represent a reunion between you and someone from your past. That's a very unorthodox, quote unquote, understanding of this card. But going based off of just the unique artwork that we have here, maybe this is like you can see the finish line. What you've been envisioning in your head, what you've been dreaming of and working towards manifesting is so clear in front of you. It's so close you can reach out and touch it. But it's not quite the real thing just yet. So that can also be extremely powerful energy for this week ahead. Okay, the Two of Swords. Let's go ahead and check out your last tarot card here. All right, the King of Wands. Okay. I feel like the Two of Swords is about focus. You have the focus and the balance internally and externally, the balance of resources to get things done. You have two extremely powerful manifestation cards here in your spread. And again, this one for me, this is a very unorthodox understanding of this card, but I do really feel like your goal is so close. You've crystallized that vision so clearly that you really can reach out and touch it. That is the energy of the week ahead, that you are really going to be creating and manifesting what you desire. Okay? You are in a flow state right now because you are so focused to get things done. And that is wonderful, productive energy to have for your week ahead. Okay, so we have a card here called Ebullient, and I actually have no idea what that means. So I'm going to take a quick peek at the booklet here. Okay. The Primrose and Prose Oracle is such a unique deck. It's definitely very interesting to work with. Okay, so for ebullient, we have the adjectives candor, serenity, sensations, and living. And for your prose, your little verses of prose, which are down here, this is ebullient. Purity in its simplest form, a smile pressed and warm, touch like a flutter of wings, and the gentle twining of limbs. Okay, that is very interesting. This one here, the verse about touch and things like that really struck a chord with me for this card here. That you really are so close that you can reach out and touch. And it is possible that the thing that is going to be coming to fruition this week is something that you really, really love. It is something, I mean, obviously there's a lot of passion and investment here to make it happen, to get it done. But I mean, this could be something on a romantic level also. Okay? Just going off of the story here, maybe long distance lovers actually get a chance to be together. But let me look at this one more time. The keyword that stuck out most to me was candor. And let's see, what were some of the other ones? Serenity. Yeah, we have that here in the Two of Swords. sensations and living. Okay, very interesting. So, with the candor adjective of ebullient here, and with this card together, I feel like there is a deep sincerity to what you are achieving this week. Again, it seems like for most of you, it's going to be something very important to you that is coming to fruition. It's something very authentic that you are manifesting using your vision. Okay. All right, we have flight. So, whatever you complete, whatever you create this week, it's going to give you wings. You are going to be able to move relatively freely through this week ahead. Remember, I said that you are in a flow state. Again, that has a very unorthodox meaning for this card, but because we're going with it as meaning focus, that focus, that intention is helping you get things done. Your visualization. Okay? If you hadn't really planned much of your week ahead to get things done, focusing, visualizing, putting in physical, mental, and spiritual effort to manifest your goals will yield some powerful rewards for you this week. All right. So, here we have enlightenment, moving forward. Okay, and that is so perfect for this week ahead, especially with flight here, especially with these two, again, extremely powerful manifestation cards. Okay, enlightenment, the quote unquote enlightenment aspect of this card, the moving forward, the progression, things may come to light. There may be some self-realizations to be had this week through your work. You will find out exactly how important what you are working towards is to you and how much you are willing to invest to get it done, to make it happen. And that is some incredibly powerful energy. Okay, transformation. It's very similar to enlightenment. And this one is 23, this one is 3. So the keywords here are defining yourself. Not really sure what to call those. Flavor text, affirmation, I'm not really sure. But anyway, defining yourself, exactly. So something is going to come to light. Again, it might be something about how important this is to you. But there may be some self-realizations. Again, you are going to see what really matters to you this week. Because this is a week where you are putting in so much focus and effort. If your goal isn't that important to you, you're going to know it. If it is important enough to you to warrant all of this effort, you're going to know it. And doing all of this is going to create change. It's going to create transformation within you. Okay? All right. So, here we have the Jade Star from the Seleno star formation. I'll call it that. A constellation. That's it. Okay, so the Jade Star. The keyword here is surrender. I am ready to let go with self-compassion. Okay? It's very interesting that it's on this side of the spread too with this card here. This card has a lot of depth and meaning and emotion in it, which is not unusual for a Cups card and also a 6. But surrender very well could be about surrendering to the flow state, surrendering to focusing and getting this done, surrendering other side ideas, side goals, side hobbies and passions, and just going all in on your big project for this week. I am ready to let go with self-compassion. Don't guilt yourself for focusing and putting your all on your big goal this week. Okay? Don't shame yourself. Don't feel bad. Don't feel selfish. This is going to be such a tremendously productive week for you. And it would be genuinely a shame to let that energy go to waste. So I am ready to let go with compassion. Again, don't shame yourself. Don't feel bad. It's only for a week, or it's only until you get done, however long that is. This doesn't need to be forever. It doesn't need to be long term. Putting in the focus now to reach this goal will free things up for you. Again, it's going to give you wings. It's going to transform you. You're going to be able to move more freely because this will be out of the way. It's not going to be demanding so much attention or effort from you. Probably after this week for most of you. Okay. This is the aquamarine star from the Taygeta constellation. And the keyword is expression. I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. Okay? I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. Again, have self-compassion in what you are doing this week. If you're someone, especially if you're someone who is not fond of listening to your intuition, who maybe second guesses or, just don't have a lot of regard for intuitive guidance, this is the week to not shame yourself for listening to it. It is here to help you. It is here to guide you. It can help you get things done. Okay? But also, again, you need to express yourself authentically. You need to put everything into this, your all. And it needs to be real. It needs to come from the heart. It can't be fake. It can't be something done to keep up appearances, to please other people. It has to be yours. It has to be true to you. Okay? All right. We're almost done here. This one's going pretty quickly, so these are intended to be short. So don't be, upset or anything, pile one. But anyway, let go of stress. Exactly. Okay. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. This is a week to focus on yourself, to focus on your goals and get things done. Okay. Again, you can't worry about other people right now, what they're going to think, what they want, what they need. So long as you're not obviously completely neglecting them or being abusive or toxic in some manner, this is a week to focus on you and what you want to make your dreams happen. Okay? Obviously, don't completely abandon the people who need you, people who are important to you. But don't let them stress you out either or make you feel bad for all of the work that you are doing, because it is such important work that is going to change your future in a big way. So stay focused, keep going, okay? Let go of any unnecessary stress. Stress is only going to be an obstacle on your path to your goals this week. It's only going to slow you down. You don't need that. You are so close to achieving this goal, manifesting this dream. Okay? Don't let this extremely productive energy coming to you this week go to waste. All right. And lastly, we have your alphabet oracle here, and that is the letter Alpha. So the oracle verse for Alpha is, all these things, he says, you will do quite well. And he here is the god Apollo himself, the god of enlightenment, inspiration, the God who illuminates things. He is the God of light. He brings things to the surface. He gives us clarity. This is extremely powerful. This is also the first letter of his name, hence why he is associated with this alphabet oracle. So all these things you will do quite well. Apollo himself is declaring this. All these things you will do quite well, so long as you remember to focus and get things done. Okay? And be compassionate with yourself. Understand that you are not being selfish here. This is an extremely important opportunity that you need to make the most of. That is not selfish, especially if it's going to change your life so powerfully, and also maybe change the lives of the people closest to you. Okay? All right, Pile 1, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this reading has been illuminating and helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and maybe a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. And if you would like to join me for a reading in the future, then please consider subscribing. And hopefully, I will see you again soon, Pile 1. Thank you so much and take care. Hello, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me for a look at your week ahead today. So we're going to go ahead and separate the cards here real quick. Your alphabet oracle, as always, we will save for the end of the reading. Let's see, got to make sure the cards are on the screen here. All right, and then there we go. Okay, so this card here represents the dominant theme, context, or the major energy of your week ahead and of this spread as well. And we have the Fool. Wow. This is some powerful energy. This is about having the openness, the trust, and the faith to take a leap of faith this week. And that leap of faith brings the potential for transformation, to change your life. Okay, this is very, very powerful energy, and it is really wonderful energy to have in a spread like this. It's also possible that many of you are starting something new. Okay, and this is the start of your journey here. This week is the start of a significant journey for you. All right. Yes, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so for those of you, Pile 2, who are putting your trust in the divine, in your higher self, in angels, and whatever you believe in, and you're taking that leap of faith, you are moving towards a better place. Okay? Maybe there is everything inside of you, like all reason and logic, are telling you, no, don't do this. This is silly. This is dangerous, whatever it is. Taking that chance this week will yield positive results. It will help you move towards a better place in your life. Okay? Away from toxic situations, away from bad situations, towards better ones. That is the message of the Six of Swords. And just as a little side note, of course, always be safe. That leap of faith is symbolic. It's not literal. Don't go jumping off of anything and risk hurting yourself. So, okay. Always use your best judgment and be safe. Okay, so we have the Sun. This is more powerful energy coming to you this week. Okay? The Sun gives clarity. It illuminates. It shows the way forward. This is enlightenment. This is inspiration. So if you've been stuck recently, things are going to start moving because this illumination is going to come to you in your week ahead. And if you are on the fence about something, this is a big yes card too. This is like a green light. Go ahead, do it. It's going to be amazing. Okay? All right, the Emperor. The Emperor usually speaks about structure and authority. There can also be a message regarding power here and power structures. Okay? And so what is changing could very well be who has the authority and the power in your life right now. And obviously that's going to be you, because you are the one taking the leap of faith. You are the one moving towards a better place in your life. You're the one receiving the inspiration. Okay? This could also be a message to some of you that there is a need for structure and organization as you begin to move forward through this process, through this change in the week ahead. Okay? And being structured and having things organized will make this process easier for you. For those for whom that is relevant, it will make things easier because you won't be looking for things that you need. You'll have them all in one place ready to go. Just as an example. Okay. All right, impending. Yes, and it's so interesting that it is here by the Fool and the Six of Swords. This is an impending change, a new beginning, and a movement towards a better situation. Okay, this is, again, wonderful, supportive energy. The serpent is a very spiritual symbol. The serpent is associated with Kundalini, for example, the spiritual energy that moves up the spine and through the chakras and eventually out the crown chakra, from the root to the crown. This is very powerful for those of you who are spiritual people. Impending and the sun here are very powerful symbols for you that this can be a very spiritual, fulfilling week ahead for you. But the serpent is also a symbol of rebirth and new beginnings. Remember that they hibernate all winter long, so it's almost like they die and then they come back when the weather warms up. They also shed their old skin. Okay, and it's a relatively easy process for the snake. Shedding their skin is not difficult for them. It's not dangerous. And it brings renewal, new health. And that is what you are looking at here, pile 2, is a renewal, rejuvenation, maybe even a rebirth. These energies are so powerful, so important for you. Okay. Virgo. Virgo, the Virgin. That's interesting. This is a really corny joke, but the first thing that popped into my mind was virgin birth. So you are creating autonomously here. Okay, you are the sole creator of this situation. This is something that you give for yourself, that you do for yourself. And it's important that you stay focused in the week ahead to make the most of this energy and the situation that is coming to you, to make the most of the opportunities that you have to get things done, to reach for your goals. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at your Star Dragons Oracle cards. We have Miracle, making a difference. So that is probably what this week is going to feel like for many of you. It's going to feel like a miracle. It's going to be so profound. It's going to be that powerful of an experience that you are going to have in your week ahead. And that is amazing. And most importantly, this is a miracle that you are giving to yourself. And that is so powerful because it shows self-love, self-care, understanding what you need, and taking steps to get it, to make it happen for you and your highest good. And when we take care of our own highest good, when we engage in self-care like this, we empower ourselves to then help others around us also. Hey, grief, accepting loss. For some of you, the old situation that you are moving away from, there may be something left behind that you are sad about. Okay, this may be a very bittersweet week for some of you as you move ahead. That it's important to remember that when one door closes, another one opens. Okay? And you are walking through it, you are jumping through it this week. And it's going to be so powerful and positive for you. And it's okay to mourn the old part of ourselves that we are letting go of to move forward, our old situations. Grieving is healthy because grieving is a part of healing. It is a necessary part of healing. So for those of you who do feel a need to grieve over something in your week ahead, do it. It's part of your self-care. It's part of treating yourself with compassion. It's part of your healing journey. And this week is going to prove to have a lot of healing potential for you. Okay. So we have the Oracle here for you. And that is a star in the Seleno constellation. The keyword here is forecast. And the affirmation or key phrase, I don't know. I am the Oracle. My intuitive insights flow freely. That is very powerful energy for you, Pile 2. Okay? Because we have 2, 3 even very powerful spiritual symbols here, it is interesting that this one shows up. Some of you may be guided on the steps to take, the opportunities to go with through your intuition, and it is important that you listen to it this week. This is not the week to devalue or ignore your intuition. This is the week to tune in as loudly as possible, focus, and go with your gut. Whatever it is that you feel you need to do, go with your gut. Okay, Asterope is the constellation, and we have the star daughters here. And the affirmation is, I dance, sing, and play with my sisters at sunset. This is such a happy, positive energy card. And it's interesting that it's here aspecting the grief and loss card. So again, this is maybe a very bittersweet week for some of you. And this card here very much gives me the energy of a happy ending. You know, they go off to play and be happy and enjoy themselves in the sunset. They're carefree, they are children at play. For some of you, this may be referring to support networks. It could be a literal sister, it could be friends, it could be spiritual allies, guardians, guides. Whatever the case is for you, you will probably know. And if you feel connected if you feel guided to connect with new people this week, go for it. Okay? This card is about having community and support from that community. And especially for those of you who may be grieving, that support and community will be invaluable as you move through and heal this week. Okay, your final card here. You'll know in the morning. When you wake up, you'll have a better idea about what to do. Relax until then. Okay. This is about not making any hasty actions. And here, next to the Oracle card, it is again important that you don't act carelessly. Okay? You need to listen to your guidance and act accordingly to what it says. If you feel like now is a time to wait, now is a time to wait, now is a time to wait, that's okay. Go ahead and wait. You've got a whole week, and some of this energy may stay with you longer than a week. Okay, this is some powerful energy here. 7 days, I mean, traditionally in ancient times, a week was usually 14 days. Could even be a whole month. So, let's not limit this to 7 days. Stay connected to your intuition. Okay, make time for your spiritual work if you do any. Don't act hastily. Don't act carelessly. If you see a good opportunity to move and your intuition isn't guiding you, go ahead and take it. But don't be reckless. That's the important thing here. Okay, that leap of faith, maybe, peer over the edge of the cliff and make sure that there is something soft to land on down below, or some water or something, before you take that leap, instead of doing it totally blind. And if you need to be certain of a situation, go ahead and sleep on it. Get some rest, get a clear perspective, and decide the next morning. This is valid advice. Okay. So finally, we have your alphabet oracle here, which is the letter Beta or Vita. The oracle verse for this letter is, briefly wait, the time is not right. The keyword here is prudence and timing. So that brings us back again to, this is the week for the leap of faith. You are entering that energy. It is time to take that leap of faith, but don't do it carelessly. This may be something that is very unusual, very new, very different for you, but it's going to work out for you. It's going to be okay. You just have to take that opportunity. Trust in yourself and your guidance. And again, don't be hasty or reckless. Good timing is important. Prudence is important. Take the time to figure things out. I would say take all the time you need, but you don't want to miss this opportunity that is coming to you. But at least take the time to be certain and to plan before you go ahead, because again, you have the Emperor here. He is about organization, structure, self-control, planning. Okay? There's also an alternative translation for this alphabet oracle, and the verse goes, both Apollo and Fortune bring thee aid. And Fortune is Fortuna or Tyche, the goddess of luck, good fortune. Okay? And they are both bringing you aid now. And you have the sun here, so that's not surprising that you have this oracle here also. The key words for that second verse is divine aid. Okay, you are being divinely supported and guided in the situation ahead. You need to trust, but you also need to wait for the green light to act. All right? That is some very powerful energy for you in the week ahead, pile 2. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and found it helpful. If you did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like and commenting down below to let me know. And if you would like to join me for another reading in the future, then please consider subscribing. And until I see you again, Take care of yourself, pile 2. Good luck. Remember to wait for that green light. Listen to your intuition, and I think you will be fine. Take care of yourself, and thanks for watching. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me today as we take a look at your week ahead. So we're going to go ahead and set your alphabet oracle and your other oracle cards aside, and we'll focus on your primrose and prose cards and also your star spinner tarot cards. Okay, so this center card here represents the dominant theme, energy, or context for the week ahead and for this spread of cards. And here we have the Hierophant. Okay, this could be a week where you need to teach. This could be a week where you need to focus on spiritual practices or goals. This could be a week for going back to the basics of a quote-unquote tradition and re-educating yourself, reinvesting in your tradition. Now, what I mean by tradition here is for those of you who follow a spiritual tradition, maybe dive back into the core principles of that, the basic practices and philosophies of that. But what I also mean by diving back into your tradition and going back to the basics is it can be your education for your career, it can be classes or schoolwork that are very important to you right now, it could be things of that nature. Your tradition is the traditional learning and knowledge that you need to know to be able to do a thing. This is a week, if you are not teaching, this is a week to refresh yourself, dive into that knowledge again. Okay. We have Justice. With Justice, we usually have balance. It could be that things are a bit out of balance this week, and that may be a reason why going back over the basics and re-educating yourself on something relevant to you right now, your life, will be so important and useful. It will help you rebalance the scales, put yourself in an advantageous position to move forward. It may seem redundant or pointless to go back to the basics, but in reality, people will often find, and this is true in my experience and also from what others in my life have told me, people will often find that they will learn a thing, they will do a thing, they will reach a certain level of mastery, and then they kind of plateau and they stay there. And oftentimes going back to the basics as a master can give you a new perspective on that thing that you've already learned. Why do you do it that way? Why would you do it differently? Gain some sort of illumination, some sort of added perspective, and rebalance your scales. It can be so educational and empowering to go back to the basics and approach them again with an entirely new and more experienced perspective. Okay, Fortitude. So this here is the card of strength. Let's go ahead and look at your other tarot card. The Knight of Cups. Okay, so I feel like for many of you, what it is that you need to reinvest yourself in is something that is important to you. It is meaningful to you. For some of you watching, it very well is a spiritual tradition or practice that is bringing happiness and balance into your life. And you can get more out of that by going back to the basics and going through the motions again to try and gain extra perspective. It is interesting that we have strength here with the Hierophant in alignment, as strength can be a very spiritual card. But I think what you will achieve by re-educating yourself on a thing is that you will have more certainty in your knowledge about the subject. You'll be more prepared to tackle the challenges ahead of you. And so going through this process, reconnecting with something you love, remembering why you fell in love with it in the first place, can be very empowering. And it can also give you peace because you've refreshed that knowledge in your mind. You know what you're doing and why you're doing it. So let's look at your first Primrose and Prose Oracle. We have Preserve. Okay. It is interesting that Preserve is here by the Hierophant when the Hierophant can be a card for a person who maintains a tradition, who preserves a tradition. And again, tradition here is more than just a spiritual tradition, depending on how this reading is relevant to your life right now. And you are the one who's going to need to determine that. But for many of you, it very well could be a spiritual tradition. And re-immersing yourself in it, refreshing that knowledge in your mind, is part of preserving that wisdom for the next generation and for your future. Preserving it for yourself, basically. I also think that for those, well, really for all of you, what is being preserved is also yourself, not just the knowledge, but for those for whom this is about, for example, a work-related thing, or maybe a school-related thing, refreshing now on the information that you need to know will help maintain your status, maintain your position where you currently are right now within your tradition, okay, within your school, within your job hierarchy. For some of you, there could be a risk of losing it if you don't know the information that you need. But that's not for all of you. So again, it is important that you, the individual viewer for pile 3 here, that you discern what this tradition is and this traditional knowledge, what it is applying to, and how refreshing that knowledge can help you maintain things in your life as they are now, and also to create more balance, more inner harmony and security. Okay, Anubis, yeah. So Anubis is a protector. He has many epithets. He is a guardian of tombs. He sits atop the sacred tumulus. He protects cemeteries, graveyards. Okay, he guides souls from one world into the next. He himself moves freely between the worlds. So Anubis here brings protection. There could be change, but remember, Anubis is a deity and he guides souls. So for those for whom this is more of a spiritual reading, that is important here. That you have spiritual protection, spiritual support, that you have firm footing in the knowledge of your tradition. I feel like some of you may be getting ready to engage in something big. For example, some of you may work magic. You're getting ready to do a big spell. Make sure that all of the knowledge that you need, all of the details, etc., that you have them fresh in your mind and that you've got all of your bases covered. Okay, because Anubis can bring protection. He can be a protector. He can also indicate a need for protection. In any case, despite the preserving, the balance, and the harmony, you also have movement here. That refreshing your knowledge will help you move forward, as well as keep you on a steady foundation where you are now. That foundation will be a jumping board towards something else to move forward. Okay. Let's take a look at your Star Dragons Oracle cards. We have inspiration. Some of you may need to connect with a teacher or a leader, someone that inspires you. They may be a real person, it could be a fictional hero, whatever it is. Connect with the things that inspire and empower you and will help you get this done. Okay, there's something there because there's obviously love for this thing that you have now, even if you've kind of forgotten why you fell in love with it in the first place. Okay, this is about refreshing and rejuvenating, remembering why you do things the way you do them, and also remembering why you love this thing, this tradition that is important to you. Okay, rebirth. Giving yourself a second chance. That is such an Anubian energy here. The rebirth. Again, I mentioned that Anubis can bring energy of change. Anubis, in ancient Egypt, death was an initiation into the afterlife, and Anubis was one of the main gods who presided over that initiation. Okay? Anubis has connections with Wepwawet, the deity who is the opener of ways. And Anubis himself is an opener of ways. Okay? This preservation, this refreshing and regenerating is also about helping you move forward. There's a reason why 2 cards with movement energy are here by rebirth. Okay, you will have a fresh start if you do this. Go back to the basics. Refresh yourself. Learn something new about something that is clearly important to you. Okay. So, here we have the Ruby Star, and this is from the constellation Maya. I embody my authentic and sensual essence. The key word here is flow. This brings us back to the movement energy mentioned before. That preserving yourself where you are now by making sure that you know everything that you need to know will provide the foundation for you to flow forward. Your authentic and sensual essence comes back to this thing that you are taking the time to educate yourself on is something important to you, something that you love. Okay, we have the little star. keyword is divine. My inner child is whole and complete. I almost feel like this is not literal, this is symbolic. Your inner child is about your basics, your foundational knowledge being whole and complete because it has been refreshed, because it is fresh in your mind, and you're going to have it when you need it, and you very well may need it in the future. Also, going through this process, attaining that rebirth. When you are reborn as a new child, a master who has also remastered the basics, who is starting at a new level in your tradition, you will be whole and complete. Okay? This is about balance, again, wholeness, completeness, making sure you have everything you need to do what you need to do as effectively as possible. It seems like this is very important here, pile 3. All right, for your final card here, we have exercise. Run, walk, swim, or otherwise move your body. This will give you more energy and happiness. Okay? For those for whom this is relevant on a literal level, have at it. Exercise all you want to. For me, this is about exercising your knowledge by going back to those basics again, by refreshing your foundational knowledge, by brushing it up, repairing it, and keeping it in the absolute pristine shape by exercising it. Okay, that goes for mental prowess as well as physical prowess. And that's why this is important. Okay, so the final message I have for you today, pile 3, is your alphabet oracle. There we go. And your letter is Ypsilon. So there are 2 oracle verses associated with this letter. I'm going to give you the most relevant one here to your reading, and that is, undertaking fine is held by deed. So the outcome of your undertaking is held by your deeds, by putting in the work to strengthen your foundation, to make sure that you're fully ready to progress and not be in over your head, not be caught off guard. Okay? The key word for that oracle verse is courage. This may not be easy. Sometimes doing this kind of thing requires a level of humbleness. And that is not always easy for ego. But it is important because your success here, your future here, your ability to progress and move forward depends very much on you having mastered the basics. Okay, pile 3, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at your week ahead. If you found the reading helpful or enjoyable, please consider leaving a like and maybe commenting down below. And if you would like to join me for another reading in the future, then please do consider subscribing. And until then, hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care, pile 3, and good luck with everything that you are about to embark upon.